Your bangs look fine. Calm down. Welcome back, Legacy fam. We are so excited that you guys are sticking around for part 2.
Yes.
As we share our journey of how we met. We have a lot of things to unpack today. Hopefully you laugh, hopefully you just enjoy our antics, because it's gonna get good.
Yeah.
Do you hear me?
I remember having a date actually.
Another date. Another date.
with another gentleman who was from New York, and he had moved to Minneapolis for his residency for cardiology or something like that. And
big money.
That very week that him and I started talking on the phone and FaceTiming, it was that week that I had this other date, and I felt so uneasy about it, and I just and I wrestled, you know, because I didn't know where this was going, but
well, yeah, clearly.
As far as depth, like him and I went deep faster than like this other gentleman that just had asked me out, and so I actually chose to not move forward with that local date, and looking back on it, like I could have settled and I could have said, hey, you know what, man, in Tampa, you know, there's this local dude that you know, it just happens to be kind of a convenience thing, but I didn't, and I, you know, trusted the Lord, and I just felt at peace about. And that was a prayer that, you know, I kept praying like throughout our journey. God, I don't know where this is going, but God, I don't know where this is going, but I trust you and I believe in you. And I just felt peace. And so, and I told Devan, you know, I didn't want to, from my perspective, I didn't want to scare him away of like, geez, like why, you know, she's moving quick. Like, why is she telling me this? Mm-hmm. But I wanted him to know that wherever this is going, like that I'm not talking to other guys. And so that it was at that point where like I didn't talk to any other guys online. He didn't know that. We didn't really make it like this you know, mutual decision, whatever, but I don't know, I just think that we just both knew, like we both were unsure, and you know, continued to kind of give our relationship back to the Lord, and just trust, you know, we trusted him, and and I'll let you share from your perspective, like what that meant to you.
Yeah, so for me, when she mentioned it to me, I was cool with it because I understood that we are still like talking and we're still getting to know each other. So her going on that date and actually getting to know someone, for me, because we were 2 weeks and a couple days into it, even though we went deep and we talked about a lot of things, you know, about our lives, about ministry and things like that, I don't think that it would have taken away from what we had already, like the foundation that we had already laid. So I would have been completely like, okay, cool, you know. And if she would have made the decision to then pursue that relationship, it would have been a friendship that was you know, created, and I would have completely honored and respected had she chosen to go along with that other gentleman. Yeah. But you see, what happened was,
So yeah, I didn't go on that date, and I, you know, messaged the guy and just said, you know, I was honest with him and just said that, you know, another relationship that I'm pursuing is just, you know, gone in a direction that's gone deeper, and he just appreciated my honesty, and that was that. So kind of fast forward to January. So January of 2015, I, you know, after going back and forth of whether he's gonna fly up, to Minnesota, or I'm gonna fly down to Tampa, Florida. I actually, just because of his work and time off and whatnot, I actually was the one that flew down from Minnesota.
And ministry stuff.
Yeah,
that we had.
Yeah, and ministry ministry stuff that you had going on, that was just a commitment that you couldn't get out of. So I was like, well, I want to meet this guy. So so I flew down to
the Sunshine
Tampa.
State.
Yeah, to Tampa. I spent about, I don't know, 4 days in Tampa.
Yeah. You came that Thursday night.
So
went to Bahama Breeze.
Yeah. And that's where you know, we had our conversation about boundaries. So if we're gonna do this, like, you know, what boundaries are we gonna put in place? I wanted to see how Devan was with his friends, with his family, people from church. I knew I was gonna be meeting, you know, his mentor, and because I knew how he was with me, and I knew what, you know, conversations that, you know, how he talked to me and what he communicated, and but I wanted to see him in his own, in his world. So we had a visit. So I flew down in January, I flew down in February that next month, just because he was in a wedding.
She was my plus one.
Yay!
And I got to see her dance skills, because she, you know, went on about how good of a dancer she was, and I like to dance. I'm okay. So I just wanted to see if, you know, if she could really dance, because coming from South Dakota, I don't know what they do there.
What do you
I don't know if she's gonna come down here doing the hokey pokey, or she's gonna be doing.
What are you saying about South Dakota?
But you know, I found out quickly that, hey, like, she can groove, and actually she outdanced me at that wedding, because I was heavier and my body just couldn't do what it used to do 10 years ago. So yeah, okay. I'm old.
Yeah, okay.
But
so so, you know, and isn't that where you asked me to be your girlfriend?
I did. And this is the interesting...
The second time that I flew down.
So the second time Chaz flew down, I already had in my mind that I wanted to ask her to be my girlfriend and make it official in person. So I didn't tell Chaz that. And it's so interesting how women that, you know, from my experience, like Chaz, very intentional, and I like that. Women who know what they want, they're not afraid to speak up and say, hey, listen, dude, what are you doing? Where are we going? And I appreciated that. But in my mind, I didn't communicate with her that I was going to ask her to be my girlfriend, and we were going to make things official. So we're outside of the rehearsal, the wedding rehearsal, right? Yeah, we were.
So we went to, so you did the wedding rehearsal. We were on our way to the rehearsal dinner.
No, I got to tell this part first. Okay. So we're at the wedding rehearsal, outside of it, and Chaz, she's like, oh, so are we official yet? And I'm like, you didn't give me time to act. Like, this is our second time seeing each other in person. Mind you, we were FaceTiming and all of this, but I thought in my mind that it would be so much better. And, you know, for me, this is just how my mind works, that if it would be so much better if I just asked in person. And yes. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like, she didn't give me time to ask. Like, in my mind, I'm like feeling like, what are you doing, dude? Like, what's taking you so long? Why didn't you just ask? We're at the wedding, and people are asking, like, hey man, is that your girlfriend? And I'm like, yeah, it is. I mean, we didn't make it official yet. I'm serious. They were like, oh, bro, is that your girlfriend? And I'm like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, a couple people asked.
I did not know that.
So what ended up happening was we're on our way to the rehearsal dinner, and we pulled in the garage, all smooth. The scene was set. There were lights. There were lights. But I asked. I'm like, hey, like, you know, would you be my girlfriend?
All right.
I'll be your shining star. No, I'm kidding. I didn't ask like that. But I did, and she cried, and she said yes. And we went to the rehearsal dinner, and I was doing cartwheels and somersaults and all types of things that my body couldn't do physically.
If you have not subscribed to our channel, hit the subscribe button.
Hit it now.
Don't miss us.
You better hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, so that you know every time we upload, you get a notification that the Legacy fam is on. We will see you in the next video. Love you guys, and peace.